Hello everyone. Please listen to a touching story about friendship, kindness, and the quiet power of understanding between people. The story is called The Boy Waiting for a Letter. Sometimes the greatest pain in life does not come from poverty or illness. Sometimes it comes from something much quieter, the feeling that no one remembers you. But sometimes kindness from others can change everything. This story begins in a boys' boarding school many years ago. At that time, I was a teacher at the school. The school was full of lively boys who studied, played sports, and laughed together every day. Letters from home were very important to them. Every afternoon, the boys would gather near the mailboxes, waiting for letters from their families. His name was Peter Lennox. Peter was a quiet boy. He studied hard and behaved well, but he always looked a little lonely. Every afternoon when the mail arrived, the boys would run toward the row of mailboxes. Some shouted with excitement when they saw letters from their parents or brothers and sisters. But Peter was different. He always ran to the mailboxes faster than anyone else. He would open his small cubby and look inside with great hope in his eyes. Then he would slowly close the door. There was never a letter for him. Day after day, the same thing happened. At first, I did not understand why. His school fees were always paid on time. His pocket money arrived regularly. The school office often received official letters about his school activities, but none of those letters were written to Peter. One day, Peter came to talk with me after class. He spoke quietly. "Sir, my parents live in different cities now." I looked at him carefully. "They separated last year," he continued softly. Suddenly, everything made sense. Peter's father was a busy businessman, and his mother lived far away. Their secretary handled most of the school matters. But neither of them wrote personal letters to their son. Still, every afternoon, Peter waited at the mailbox with the same hopeful look. It was painful to watch. I often spoke about this situation with another teacher named Mr. Robert Hale. Mr. Hale was a kind man who cared deeply about the students. One afternoon, he sighed and said, "If that boy does not receive a letter soon, I fear it may hurt his heart deeply." Another student played an important role in Peter's life. His name was Thomas Laurent. Thomas was Peter's roommate and best friend. Unlike Peter, Thomas came from a very warm and loving family. Every week, he received many letters from home. His mother wrote long letters. His sister wrote funny notes. His father often sent encouragement about school and sports. One afternoon, Thomas returned to the dormitory, holding several letters. Peter stood nearby, watching quietly. Thomas noticed the sadness in his friend's eyes. Without hesitation, he said, "Peter, come to my room. I will read my mother's letter to you." Peter looked surprised. "You would do that?" "Of course," Thomas replied cheerfully. A few minutes later, I passed by their room. The door was open, and I saw the two boys sitting side by side on the bed. Thomas was reading the letter aloud, and Peter listened with deep attention. Sometimes Peter laughed at the funny parts. Sometimes he asked questions about Thomas's family. For the first time in many days, Peter looked happy. Something changed after that day. At the next mail call, Peter did something unusual. Instead of watching only his own mailbox, he also watched Thomas's mailbox. "Did you get a letter today?" Peter asked eagerly. "Yes," Thomas replied. "It's from my sister." Peter smiled. "Can I listen to it too?" "Of course," Thomas said. Soon other boys began to notice what was happening. One student named David said, "Hey Peter, my mom wrote me today. Do you want to hear it?" Another boy named Henry said, "I have a letter from my father. You can read it with me." Little by little, something beautiful happened. Instead of teasing Peter, the boys began sharing their letters with him. In the dormitory, you could often hear voices like this: "Peter, come here. My mother sent me a letter today. Peter, listen to this one. My sister wrote something funny. Peter, help me read this part." Boys can sometimes be cruel without thinking. But in this school, something different happened. No one laughed at Peter. No one mocked him. Instead, they included him in their joy. One afternoon, I heard Peter ask Thomas with complete confidence, "Thomas, do we have any mail today?" "Not you, but we." That small word touched my heart. When I told Mr. Hale about it, he smiled thoughtfully. "These boys are teaching us something important," he said. But Mr. Hale also had another idea. One day, he came to my office, carrying several envelopes. "I have written something," he said. He placed 6 letters on my desk. Each envelope was addressed to Peter Lennox. I opened one of them. The letter began, "My dear son." The words were warm and full of love. The letters spoke about daily life, encouragement, and care. "They are written as if from his mother," Mr. Hale explained. "I will send them to her. She only needs to sign them and mail one each week." I read the letters again. They were beautiful. Perhaps they could help repair the broken connection between mother and son. A few days later, something amazing happened. It was the usual afternoon mail call. The boys gathered around the mailboxes. Peter stood quietly near his cubby. Suddenly, the student distributing the mail shouted loudly, "Peter, Peter Lennox." Peter looked up in surprise. "You have a letter." For a moment, Peter did not move. Then slowly he walked forward. He raised both hands gently, almost like a person praying. He took the envelope carefully. "My name is on it," he whispered. Then, suddenly, his face lit up with joy. "I have a letter." He shouted, "I have a letter, too." The other boys cheered. "Read it to us, Peter." Come on, read it. They lifted him onto a table so everyone could hear. Peter opened the letter with trembling hands. He began reading slowly. My dear son. After a few words, he stopped. I'm sorry, he said shyly. I cannot read very fast. Thomas encouraged him. That's okay, Peter. Read slowly. We want to hear every word. So, Peter continued reading. Each sentence was full of warmth and love. The boys listened quietly. Some smiled, some nodded. That afternoon, the dormitory felt different. Peter was no longer the boy who never received letters. He was simply another boy sharing news from home. Something else happened as well. After receiving the first letter, Peter's mother began writing letters herself. Perhaps those first letters reminded her of something important. Perhaps she remembered how much her son needed her. But week after week, new letters arrived for Peter, and each letter made him stronger and happier. At the end of the school year, there was an award ceremony. Parents came from many cities to attend. While walking through the hall, I saw a woman looking around nervously. She approached me quietly. Are you Peter's teacher? She asked. Yes, I replied. I am his mother, she said. Her voice trembled slightly. I wanted to ask, were my letters good enough? I smiled warmly. They were wonderful. She looked relieved. Then she said softly, my husband and I are trying to understand Peter better now. We will bring him home this summer. We want to be closer to him again. Her eyes were full of hope. In that moment, I realized something beautiful. Kindness from a group of boys had started a chain of change. A lonely child found friendship. A distant mother found her way back to her son. And all of it began with a simple act of sharing letters. That is the power of understanding and compassion. Sometimes the smallest kindness can heal the deepest loneliness. Thank you for watching and listening to the meaningful story, The Boy Waiting for a Letter. We hope this story reminds us of the beauty of human kindness and the deep understanding that connects people. And we also hope that listening to this story helps improve your English listening and speaking skills. Please subscribe, like, and share to support our channel. See you in the next videos. Goodbye, and see you again soon.